Polaris best of 9 series between the Viper and Feage. Get hyped because, well, I'm really excited to see how this is gonna go. Obviously, already we've seen the Viper as the champion in 2 series. He's beaten Chris, he's beaten Juan, and, well, I'm sure he's going to be tipped as favorite to win against Feage as well. Obviously, Viper is just the Viper. I mean, he needs no introduction. He really needs no explanation. He just is what he is. And, well, he's a legend, that's for sure. And as to part of the Tyrant Legends, that is expected. So, down to the very south of the map then, in the yellow is the man himself. He's playing as the Huns on map number 1 here, which is going to be Arabia. And, well, we'll see if Feage is actually playing Mirror here. It looks like he is, and he's playing up in the red to the northeast of the map, also as the Huns. I have like an energy tablet in my cheek at the moment. I might have to crunch it in a minute. Hopefully it's not impairing my speech or anything like that. It's making my mouth water a little bit though. I don't want to like slobber down, so it's kind of embarrassing. Alright. I'm going to chew it. Bear with me. I didn't want to delay these games any longer. So, we'll take a look at these guys' maps and see what they've got to play with here. Obviously, this is a best of 9. So, it's the first to 5 wins. I'll just finish crunching. Right, I'm really sorry about that. I should, yeah, I'm not really used to having things in my mouth, as contrary to what Beast Mode for you says, I'm not used to having what? Not used to having things in my mouth or slobbering on the AoE stream. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Alright guys, so map-wise, let's have a look at what they've got. Gotta be totally honest with you, Viper's map looks absolutely trash. Just have a look at that. Have a look at that. Gold right on the front, his TC in a pit, surrounded by hills. Is not good for him, and if he ever is on the defense this game, he's going to be fighting uphill, and of course that is that's pretty bad. Like, let's be honest, that's pretty damn bad. He's going to end up having to defend at some point, that's for sure, unless he goes forward or does a drush, and that's going to be made even harder now by the fact that Feage here is stealing the boar. Feage, forever the stealer, right? He is the biggest stealer in AOC, the biggest lamer in AOC, and when we have a look at Viper's scout now, he's inches away from the boar of Feage. I was about to point at it on my screen, and then I realized that you guys probably can't see that. Looks like, looks like he's going to just find it. Oh my god, no. Feage is going to get it back in time. Viper seeing his own boar there being stolen through the fog of war, but he's not going to intervene, and I'm surprised at that. I'm very surprised. He could have come over here, tried to block the boar, and make it go back. He could have even ended up getting Feage's scout killed, but instead, Viper is going to run straight into Feage's TC, and I think Viper is asleep right now, because that is a big mistake. Not only has he lost his boar, but he's also now lost his scout cavalry. And I'm not sure at all what caused that. I mean, if you think about it here, looking at Viper's point of view, I almost called him Piper there. Billy Piper. Long live Billy Piper, AOC. Viper's scout, you know, he could see the boar going this way. So he knew that Feage's TC was in this direction. I mean, Feage wouldn't be running away from his TC at this point. The boar's going this way. He sees it through the fog. And instead of going to it and trying to harass it, he ends up going around and straight into the town center, and that is a really huge mistake, and you know that really makes no sense to me at all. Yeah, it's really odd. It's really strange. So yeah, I mean, right now back at home, he's forced up to put 2 farms, and he's got 4 villagers on the berries. He'll probably send more. He's being forced to send more villagers over to wood now, in order to compensate for the need for farms. And look at this sheep as well, being taken way out from the TC. So, yeah, Viper off to a really bad start here, and he's going to be not so lucky with his map. And also getting down a little bit at the start to Feage, who has now got 3 boar as opposed to Viper's 1. It's pretty huge. Pretty huge. Viper's mum playing, apparently. No, I don't think so. Hello again, M-Man, by the way. Thanks for tuning into the CSGO stream earlier. It was fun, even though we lost all games. It was nice to play with Spade and NBL in CSGO. Those guys are pretty good. Those guys are really nice. But yeah, I mean, Viper could have been focusing back here and not been watching his scout enough. But I mean, Viper's got a really high APM, and generally speaking, the players with higher APMs generally have more time to watch their military as well. I mean, think about it this way: the less time, or the more time, the higher APM you've got, the more focus you've got on different areas of the map. You're flicking between all your military units, just flicking between your control groups and your eco and your idle villagers. And well, I think he may have just got a little bit unlucky there, but luck is something that you really don't want to have come into play at this kind of level. I mean, everything is deliberate in AoE, and Feage here off to a good start. 22 population feudal age. What I would love to see from Feage right now is a barracks and do militia into man-at-arms. I think that would be a really awesome build for him, given the fact that he could come forwards now quite aggressive and take that gold from Viper. Viper might be forced into taking or making trash units in this situation. Not only that, but I mean, look at that wood line. It's pretty far away. If we have a look at Feage's scouting, he sees that wood line, and obviously he sees that, well, he's going to expect another lumber camp here because the trees are being taken really far out. He sees that that gold is not being taken, and Viper now up to the feudal age as well, on 23 population, but quite considerably far behind at this moment in time. Feage then is indeed coming forwards, and I think this is the perfect opportunity now for Feage to come forwards here, building his barracks right at the front with 4 villagers. It looks like what we'll see from Feage here is a tower behind this wood line, and once that tower is up, that's obviously going to force Viper away from the wood, and if Feage times it right and comes in with his military as well, he could get some villager picks as they run away down this hill. The other option for Viper in terms of wood now is to come back here, and that's really far away from his TC, just about as far as this on the left side, and obviously with 2 lumber camps here as well, if Feage can get that tower up, he is certainly going to disrupt a lot more than if Viper would split his wood completely. So Feage coming forwards then, archery range from him. We're not going to see man-at-arms. We will see a spearman coming out though. And that, of course, will be there just to counter any scouts that might come out from Viper. Though Viper's food economy not going to be, in an amazing position right now. He's got to be very careful here, because obviously when you see these farms earlier, they run out sooner, and that means you're going to need more wood to compensate. So Viper running his villagers forwards here, going to have a little fight with Feage's scout, and Viper going to go for 2 ranges. And I think that's certainly wise. He's going to try and wall up here by the looks of it to try and keep that gold safe. He's going to have a hard time. Feage coming in with the villagers, getting 1 villager pick so far. And, well, looks like Feage will lose his scout there. But Viper potentially going to lose another villager here as he runs away downhill. But Feage just going to disrupt the creation of these 2 ranges with his skirms. Coming forwards really aggressive with these guys. And even if the skirms don't do much damage, they can certainly force the villagers away and prevent them from building. So the longer that these archery ranges do not get up, the more of an advantage Feage will have with military production. More skirms coming out, more skirms going to be able to, of course, delay things even longer. So a great start from Feage here, and surprisingly he didn't make 1 archer. He's got 50 gold, so making 1 archer here would be quite wise thing to do. Obviously his gold is pretty far forward, and by playing a forward aggression like this, he does leave himself very open at home for a counter attack. Though with Viper not doing scouts here, and obviously Feage will know that, you can see clearly 2 ranges, which means that there won't be a stable. I think Feage could probably get away with taking this gold a little bit more comfortably. So for Viper now, he's not going to be taking this gold for a while. It will just descend into a all-out trash war until Feage decides to take that step and take his forward gold as well. But most of the map for Feage is pretty open as well. I mean, neither of these guys have a great map. It's just that Viper has a much worse map. But of course, Feage did get that boar steel as well. If we have a look at the resources gathered right now, I actually just... oops. Did the wrong thing. There we go. Resources gathered. You can see Viper surprisingly actually has more food gathered right now. And, that's really... you'd kind of think, oh, that's really weird. Like, how on earth has he done that? Well, it's because he went up to the feudal age with more villagers. And he also did seed those farms. So it's not like it's not because Feage stole the boar that he is necessarily ahead. It's more of the fact that Viper's had to build these farms much sooner. You have a look, Feage has now seeded his, but the food on these farms are going to be a lot higher than Viper's, so he's not going to have to replenish them quite as fast or quite so soon. At the moment, though, Viper's got fletching on these skirms, which means he's able to push this away, and Feage still making skirmishes right now, still keeping those archery ranges working. But until he gets fletching, he's not really going to want to engage head-on. And at the moment, he does not have a blacksmith. So I think Feage perhaps not making as much out of this kind of, forward aggression as he perhaps could. Viper may just find himself a few more kills. Indeed, he will. And I think the kill to loss ratio is probably actually in Viper's favor right now. So he's actually really not doing too bad. Viper at the moment is a 2-villager deficit versus Feage. But he has got a better kill to loss ratio, and with him having fletching, that's certainly going to help when it comes to micro and trying to pick these units off. There's no doubt that at the moment Feage is in a commanding position. He's certainly got good map control, and as long as he continues to make units from these two ranges, he'll be absolutely fine back at home as well. Feage, it seems then, starting to make archers now. He's Hewed and archer. But instead of doing the archer, he cancelled it. He's going to do fletching instead. So at the moment, really late to take gold. And that kind of surprises me. I expected Feage really to be going for gold a lot earlier, given that he had good map control. But he is chasing down these skirms right now. He should get the victory there, even without fletching. Simply pure numbers giving him the win, and that's going to be really good for him. Viper, though, also taking the gold right now, and with fletching already done, as soon as that gold starts coming in, he's going to be able to start producing archers as well. And even though, right now, Feage has got pure skirms, making archers is still a good idea, because, well, Viper can make skirms to defend, and then he can go and counterattack with the archers. So Feage, at the moment, just 4 villagers taking gold, which is not enough to do 2 archery range archer production. So it seems like he's going to continue making mass skirmishes for now, and perhaps that gold income will be so he can get to the castle age in a good time. And I wouldn't be surprised if Feage can do a really comfortable castle time here. He's seeding a lot of farms. In comparison to the Viper, I think he probably has just a few more farmers out. Let's have a look. Feage right now, 13 farmers. Viper has 11. Though saying that, I don't think Feage has wheelbarrow yet. So, I mean, that could be something to keep in mind as well. Viper may pull off a faster castle time, given the fact he's now switching into archers rather than pure skirms. But I guess we'll wait and see. There's a couple of archers coming out for Feage every now and then. He might be sending more villagers over to gold now. So, yeah, it looks like he's going to do that full transition. And we'll see more archers coming out very soon. One thing that, could be really risky, but also be really good right now, is to make a few scouts. Just a few scouts to get in there and disrupt these mass skirms. That would be a really risky thing to do because of the sheer food cost in doing that, but it could really turn the game into one of these players' favors. At the moment, Viper actually has the score lead. He is quite far behind in villager count, 6 villagers down, but that's because Feage does not have wheelbarrow right now. So Viper's farms, even though he has less farmers, he does actually have more food income. He does have more effective farming going on. Feage doing +1 defense, and it looks like he's going to be pretty committed into aggressing this left side now, trying to push the Viper away from this gold. Viper forced to put up a tower here, and I don't know what I think about that tower location. It might have been worthwhile to try and get that more on a hill if he could, like on the top of a hill, but he will get that tower up, and that will prevent Feage from pushing in here easily, which is one of the most important things right now, keeping that gold nice and safe. So Viper comfortably gonna be up to the castle age here, I feel, much sooner than Feage. Have a look at that food income, 600 food, and like I said, even though he has less farmers right now, his farms are more effective due to wheelbarrow being done much earlier for the Viper. Feage only just doing wheelbarrow right now, and I feel like Viper here going to be in a great position, but oh my god, Feage actually doing the stable. He's actually doing it. Wow. That's awesome. I did not actually think he would do it, but I think that's a really clever idea. Because like I said, Viper here with a lot of skirms, and this is really risky, but it could pay off. Feage really going to prolong his feudal time as well by doing that. But with Viper being so open right now, he's certainly got a lot of opportunities to poke and push at his economy. So Viper on this right side coming in with the skirms, and it looks like he's going to head straight into that wood line. Feage here, going to have to quick wall it up. Go Feage. There we go. He's got that wall off, but he might lose a villager here if he's not careful. He should be fine, really. I mean, these guys really don't hit too hard. And there's those scouts coming over, the 3 scouts with a 4th on the way, and that will really, really disrupt these skirms. And, you know, Viper's going to really struggle to deal with these scouts now, and I think that's a really, really good play by Feage. Obviously, pretty damn risky though. Feage stream sniping. Well, maybe he would be stream sniping if these games were actually played live. So Feage, no problem here at all for him. Those skirms not able to attack very well. They're all going to get cleaned up. And I think that was a good move for Feage. I mean, at the moment, Feage's military is huge. He's got 27 military units versus the Viper's 15. And the Viper here, clearly prioritizing getting up to the castle age. He's done a stable at the back. That'll be for bloodlines. And other than that, he's just doing archers. He'll go straight into crossbows, and then he'll go into cavalry archers, which is the pretty standard meta for the Huns. But VH right now, cleaning up those skirms at the back. He's got a few scouts out, which means that if he does do bloodlines, he could have a really good time hitting the archers and skirmishers that remain from the Viper here. Viper's only got 11 archers on the map right now, and Feage is all over him on this back side. I mean, he's pushing villagers off these farms. He's disrupting this wood line, and, you know, Feage right now can really force this game to be his game. Viper can't engage this army with the military he's got. He's only got archers. He's against mass skirms. And this is really, really good for Feage right now. I mean, this is really mass disrupted. Oh, great play by Feage. Those villagers running straight into the scouts on the hill, and although the Viper now is about to hit the castle age, he's just lost a bunch of villagers. He's 10 villagers down versus Feage at the moment, and I think it's going to be really important now, really important for Viper to get that crossbow, get that bodkin arrow, and start the cavalry archer production quickly. He's doing thumb ring as well. Viper now has to do damage. He has to do good damage. He has to do damage quickly, because Feage is getting quite far ahead, not only in military production, but in economy as well. Feage is about 45% up to the castle age now. Viper's entire woodline disrupted, no gold income at all, and at the moment he's really struggling to get the wood here that he needs to actually make many cavalry archers. Both of these, or one of these ranges idle at the moment, because he doesn't have the wood for the cavalry archers at all. So we got bloodlines coming in for Feage right now. He's obviously going to switch into cavalry archers as well. 4 archery ranges for him, in fact, with 2 more going up at home. And I'm surprised Viper didn't bother walling off this forward as well, because these guys, these 2 ranges, are still going to be able to produce, even though Viper could have walled them up and prevented them from doing so. So there you go, army on the left side, and this is the problem for Viper now, because he's not walled up at all, because his map is so very open. Feage can just keep coming in, keep picking off villagers, and even though the Viper is away from home, he's got no defenses back at home. Sorry, yeah, I mean, what am I on about? He's moved his army away from home, so he has no defenses back at home. These 3 cavalry archers are certainly not going to be enough when there's mass skirms here. So we're seeing bodkin arrow crossbow for Feage as well. Feage going to be switching into cavalry archer, I think, straight away. He's still doing, though, skirms, and in fact, he's doing knights now also. I think we'll probably see elite skirmisher from Feage. He's still got a lot of skirmishers out, and for him right now, elite skirmisher will be a really worthwhile investment to make. I think he'll probably do it, in fact, as soon as he gets a little more gold. These crossbows, nowhere near enough of them, and those knights and scouts will probably clean up that army. At the moment, Viper is all over the place. Feage just looking really in control of this game, and this woodline, this gold area here on the left side, so far from the TC, so far from any real protection other than this watchtower, and there's a lot of villagers going down for the Viper right here. He's still 10 villagers behind Feage right now, and Feage Meanwhile, leaving his military production buildings idle, I'm not sure why, perhaps saving for some kind of tech, and that would be Elite Skirmisher, but it doesn't matter, because Viper has GG'd out, and Feage will get that first game, a Hun War, no less. Feage, obviously a fantastic player. You know, he's been around in the top expert scene for a long while, often playing in many very good teams. RVK, L Clan, Slipknot, his old team, now Wolfpack, although saying that, apparently Wolfpack is disbanding now. Chris has left. I'm not sure what's on, that's on about. But yeah, obviously a really good game from him. You could argue that, oh, I didn't see that on the right side, Viper here with a bit of raiding on that wood line. But still, Feage really far ahead. You could argue that, oh, it's because he stole the boar. I don't really think that was it. I think it was more the fact that Feage prolonged his feudal age so that he could get ahead in military, and Viper could never close that gap. So even though Viper had the castle age technology, he just couldn't catch up with the military count. Also, that stable from Feage, I love him for that, because I didn't think he'd do it. Like, it was a risky stable, but it was a good call as well, and it certainly paid off, taking out those skirms from the Viper on this right-hand side. So, GG, and Viper there going down. Feage going to take the first game, making it 1-0 in this series so far. We'll put that point up on the board right here. Feage 1, Viper 0, and we're going to go into game number 2 in just a second. I'm just going to quickly drink this cup of tea right here, because I am thirsty.